It's that time of the year again, and you're looking for some easy low-carb soup recipes that you can have on rotation for your weekly meals or even take to a family gathering. This video is for you. Hey everyone, my name is Reina. I'm a registered nurse and stay-at-home mom of 2, and on this channel I share what I eat and why I eat high-fat, meat-heavy keto, aka Ketovore. And today I'm gonna share with you guys 5 very easy low-carb soup recipes, plus one bonus one at the end, so stay tuned. We're not even done with October and I've already made all of these more than once, and they're enjoyed by my entire family. So I think that you will enjoy them as well. Soup number 1, it's a beef broccoli cheddar soup. Now I do vlogs, so if I have a vlog where I made this recipe, I'm going to link it below as well. I do have a recipe where I made this soup, and so you can see how I made it, but I also am going to leave a screenshot where you can see the recipe. And the only thing I would say with this recipe is it's very versatile. The only vegetable that I add is onions and broccoli, of course, but I've even considered adding mushrooms. So this is very versatile. The only thing that I would caution you with this one is don't add salt or too much salt before it's done. Like, it's better to just wait until you're done with the whole soup, because cheddar is already salty, just naturally salty. So I would say that if you're someone that's sensitive to salt, who just doesn't like things too salty, you can wait until the end, try it, and then add salt as needed. But this one is probably one of my favorites. All of these are my favorite. I can't even say that. I've made other soups, but they just did not make the cut for this video. These are all my favorites, I'm not gonna lie. But the only thing about this one is it's very cheesy, okay? So it can easily get up there in the carbs with the broccoli as well, especially if you add more vegetables. So be careful with that. What I like to do to even out the vegetable and the macros a little bit is sometimes I reduce the vegetables and I add a little bit more fat and protein where I can, just, you know, to increase the fat and protein and to cut back on the carbohydrate intake. All right, soup number 2 is chili. It's a classic, I know. And I don't know, I think people like to remake chili and like add these weird things to it. And hey, by all means, like if people have a secret ingredient, then like do it. You know, I see people add like fish sauce to their chili, and like I just don't get it. I haven't tried it, so it might be freaking delicious. If it ain't broke, why fix it? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, my chili recipe I think is very classic. It is a little bit spicy, so I would say you can cut back a little bit. I do have a secret ingredient in there that it's not required, and it does add a little bit of spice if you're sensitive to spiciness, but it's very easy to just cut back on those things like the chili powder. You can use chipotle powder as well. I like to add those things, but I also leave in a separate pot some that doesn't have those things, those spices, for my 2 kids, so that my husband and I can still enjoy a little bit of the spiciness. Soup number 3 is birria. If you've heard of this, then you know what I'm talking about. This is, I think, the only one that breaks the easy rule. It's not super easy. It can be a little complicated, a little complex, but I do have a video where I made this, and I think the recipe is also in the video, but you can watch how I made it. And I'm going to also leave the recipe here on the screenshot. But I have to say that all of the work is very much worth it. It's super flavorful. I mean, it's one of those soups that's so fatty and flavorful that it's absolutely better the next day. So it's 100% worth it. If you've had it before, you would know. And it's versatile also in the meat that you can add to it. So I've had it with beef tongue. I've had it just with with beef ribs, and that's how I made it the last time because I didn't have beef tongue. But you can add different cuts of meat, although I will say that the best cut of meat for birria is, and really for any soup in my opinion, are the cuts that have bone in it. They're just fattier, they have more nutrients, more, you know, the bone marrow also has a lot of nutrients in it. It makes for a thicker broth, and that's more flavorful in my opinion. So this birria recipe, I learned it from the best. I learned it from my dad. He passed it on to me. And so I had to pass it on to you guys if you're interested. I know some people don't know about it, so it's like a hidden treasure, so to speak. Soup number 4 is caldo de pollo, which is a chicken stew, essentially. And I do add vegetables to it because my kids love the cooked vegetables. Usually just like zucchini, onions, and carrots, baby carrots. But the chicken, it's a very fatty soup because you add chicken drumsticks with the skin on. Some people peel the skin. I don't do that at all. My kids love to chew and eat the skin. So I would leave that on because it just adds fat to the soup. It's very flavorful. You don't have to add the vegetables. It's versatile in that you can add vegetables that you want or leave out the ones that you don't. I've seen people add broccoli to it as well. I wouldn't. It's just not the type of, soup that I would add broccoli to, but I've seen it done. I've seen cauliflower, I've seen potatoes and the non-ketoers, but I usually just do onions, some tomatoes, baby carrots, and zucchinis, just because my kids love those. The next one is very similar, is caldo de res, which is a beef stew. And the vegetables are very similar. The seasonings and the spices are very similar. And I really wouldn't add too many vegetables or anything very different. Again, the best cut of beef for this caldo de res or beef stew is any cut of meat that has bone in it. All right, and the bonus soup, I'm calling it leftover meatball soup because that's exactly what it is. So I actually just made it in a recent vlog. I had leftover broth, just the broth from caldo de res that I made. And it was just the broth and the fat on top. And I decided to not add any vegetables to it. I just made meatballs and added it to the broth, added a little bit more salt for my taste, and let the meatballs cook. And then once it was done, I had a bowl with some avocados and some limes. I can see you adding some chopped up onion or whatever, your vegetables of choice, your toppings of choice. And it was amazing. It was like a brand new soup, except it didn't have vegetables in it and it didn't need to. It was good all on its own. So, and it had, the better taste, the more flavorful taste because it was a second day soup. It was a next day. So, so you should try it. Let me know in the comments if you try any of these recipes. Let me know what you think about them. Let me know if you have any suggestions for me so I can add a soup to my rotation. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.